Hello, I'm Jackie Notman, and this is your energy reading for the month of August 2012 using Feng Shui Astrology and Tarot. Now, if you're in the southern hemisphere, you'll be seeing very, very early signs of spring. But here in the northern hemisphere, we have the very first signs of autumn. In the pagan wheel of the year, it's known as Lammas. And what I'd like you to do, if you haven't done this before, and I love doing this, is first few days of August, get up very, very early and go outside. And just open up your senses. For me, my sense of smell is really, really keen at this time of year. So just have a sniff and you can actually smell autumn. So though we might be having kind of summer things going on and holidays and hopefully the sun shining, very, very early in the morning, that move towards autumn is starting to happen and things are starting to be harvested. So it's a really, really interesting time of year. Now, in Feng Shui Astrology, the energy changes around about the 7th of August. So up until then, we've been throughout most of July in this fire month where lots of things are happening. They may be good or they may be bad. Hopefully they're good, but it's a very, very moving energy going on. From the 7th of August, we're going to be moving into the energy of the mountain. Now, we all know about mountains, don't we? They don't get out of anybody's way, do they? They are there, they're still, they're resolute. And the energy is going to be so very, very different from the fire energy that you've been experiencing throughout July. Now, mountain is a very earthy energy. It's very, very grounded. And what's nice about this mountain energy is that it really, really does support the overall energy of the year, which is heaven energy. So you're going to find things are a lot more settled throughout the month of August because those two energies are not fighting against each other. They're really supporting each other. So when we think of mountain, what do we think about? We can think about something that's stubborn, that gets in the way, that's a real pain. You've either got to go around it or climb over the top. Or we can look at it and say, isn't that absolutely beautiful? If I climbed up to the top of that mountain, I could be closer to heaven. I could see so much. It would give me a feeling of exhilaration. And I think in terms of the mountain energy, you can either choose to look at it as a real pain because it's very still and things don't seem to be happening and there's a lot of stubbornness going on and lack of activity. Or you can think of it as something really, really strong and something that can support you and be a springboard that you can use and fly off from. So it's really your choice as to how you decide to do that. If you have mounting energy as one of your stars, your own personal stars in Feng Shui Astrology, you're not going to like this month very much because you like your own space, you like times to be with yourself. You like to focus very much on what you're doing, not really take notice of lots of other things or other people going on. But you see, this month you're going to be kind of in the centre. You're going to be pulling people towards you that, quite frankly, they might feel like a bit of a pain for you. But it's important that you do allow that process to happen and go with it for the month of August because it will help you in the long run. If you're not sure about your stars, just have a look at my website and click on the link for Feng Shui Astrology, and it's very, very easy to work out your stars and see where you are with that. Okay, so let's think about the tarot now. Let's get down to a little bit more detail. Last month, the tarot cards were very, very positive. Lots of kind of good news stuff going on there, which could have been pulled out if you wanted to. I have to admit, the cards, they're not quite so euphoric, I suppose. They're a little bit more subtle, a little bit more grounded, again, to tie in with this very still mountain energy. So the cards that's come out for this month, the first one is the Four of Cups, and it's reversed. The second one is the King of Pentacles, upright. And then the third one is another Cups card. It's actually the Eight of Cups, again upright. So 2 Cups card. And Cups, as you may or may not know, are really kind of linked to your emotions, what's going on kind of in there. And emotions are very powerful things. They really change the way that we perceive the world. And sometimes it's good to have all these emotions. Sometimes it's not so good. Sometimes it would be good to let go of the emotions and look at life through a slightly different lens. However, never get fed up with your emotions, because it's part of what makes us human. So it's really important that we have them. So I want to really look at these two Cups cards first of all. The Four of Cups, if it was upright, the Four of Cups kind of explains that state where everything is okay, but it's getting a bit boring. So, you know, your money is okay, your relationships are okay, but you want a little bit of excitement. Again, this ties in very much with that mountain energy. We can't all handle stillness and sameness. We want things to be changing all the time. We want our lives to be dramatic. We want excitement. And the Four of Cups really takes us to a place where we're a bit kind of fed up and we just want to see something different. We kind of think maybe the grass is greener somewhere else, even though it's lush and green where we are. We don't always see it. And because it's reversed, I think in this instance, it's really intensifying that feeling. And it gets to the point where you start criticizing what you have and the people that are around you, maybe blaming other people for your situation as well. I mean, have a look at this guy. He's really fed up. He doesn't want to look anymore. There's a hand there offering him a new cup of whatever opportunity, but he's got to the point where he's got so stubborn and feeling that his situation is so boring and samey, and he just wants to change and he doesn't really care. However, he's so intent on what he's feeling that he's not looking at the bigger situation, and he's missing opportunities to change his life and to bring good things into it. And there is definitely that kind of feeling in the cards, and it's quite a common thing with mountain energy, especially if you normally like to be active. You like a little bit of drama in your life. You like a little bit of change and movement. It's hard to work with that mountain energy, but it's really important that you do, because it's going to happen anyway, so you might as well react positively to it and work with it. Now the second card is also not a great card. However, I am very much in favour of initiating change, even though it might hurt, in order to get a better situation in the future. And this is really what this card is all about, because it gets to the point where you realize that a situation, it may be your own situation, it may be a relationship with somebody else or other people, or just the way you live your life, you get to the point where you say, that is it, enough is enough. Now sometimes we say that and we don't actually mean it, we keep putting up with it, but something happens and you turn your back. And this is what this card is all about. You decided that this emotion is doing you no good, you've decided to let it go, or you've decided this person in your life is not nourishing you, is not helping you to move forwards, perhaps holding you back, and you turn your back. Now, that may sound quite selfish to do that, but what you have to realize is that you have to prioritize you first. In your world, you are the most important person. And let me clarify that, because if you are not the most important person, if you put other people first at the expense of your health and happiness and well-being, then you're not doing them any favours whatsoever. The most important thing is that you are healthy, that you are happy, and that you are living the life you want. Because when you are at that stage, you are then so much more powerful to actually start working with other people and helping other people, but never, never, never at the detriment of yourself. It's really important that you take that on board. And this card is the message. That's the message that's coming to you. And I think out of all of it, all of these 3 cards, this is probably the most important one that you should take away, and it should be one of your life mantras because it's really important. Okay, now we have a 3rd card as well. We have a Pentacles card. Again, that ties in very much with the earthy, grounded energy of the mountain. And it's a court card. We have the King. This is the master of the Pentacles suite, if you like. Now, Pentacles is all about our physical world. So in a lot of cases, it means finances. It means money and assets and businesses and all that sort of stuff. But it can also mean your health as well. And because we have 2 cups cards, and cups are really, your feelings really do determine a lot about our health and our perception of the world. I just get a feeling that this is kind of linked more to your health than to money for this month. Now, when we get the King is the guy who knows it all. He sits at the top of the tree. He's wise, he's mature. So we're talking about a really kind of mature, a sort of a wisdom around this whole kind of physical world. And it ties in so nicely for me with this, this kind of walking away. And I see a journey, actually. I see the point where you've got a situation, you're getting a bit bored with it, you're getting a bit fed up with it. This card is reversed, so that feeling is actually really intensified. And through that intensification, most of us move out of it because everything goes in cycles, but through that intensification, we start to think, hang on, I've got to start doing something. And so we get this wisdom coming through because the way I'm feeling at the moment is not helping me or anybody else. So instead of blaming others, instead of getting annoyed, instead of getting bored and frustrated and just beating up whatever's in front of me, I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to work out how to let go of this, walk away from it, and walk to a new situation. Now that may not be, that may not be easy. The words just want to come out so quickly. That may not be easy for the month of August. It could be a challenging month. Mountain energy often brings challenges for us. But what I'm saying is that you have to go through those challenges to come out of the other side and to grow and to improve your life. And I think that's what August is going to be all about. So I'm going to leave it there. If you want to know more about everything that I do, including Dowsing, Feng Shui, Ching, Numerology, as well as Tarot and Astrology, there's all sorts of stuff on my website. Have a look at it and have a good, albeit challenging August perhaps, and remain positive. And I will see you next month.